Hey everyone, welcome in. I'm Captivate, and I have not been able to post in a little bit now. I was unfortunately sick the past couple days and trying to get over that. So unfortunately, I probably sound a little bit sick, and I am coughing just a little bit. So bear with that if you see that in the videos, but I was really wanting to get out OP13 content. I spent a good amount of time playing Emu over the past couple weeks, and I love this deck. I love playing this deck. It is by far my favorite deck I've ever played in this game. But yeah, this is the current list I'm playing. I'm gonna give a fair warning. I don't think that this deck list is great. Obviously, Emu decks are like basically the same thing, but I do not know if the tech cards are correct. I basically just threw a one of all the tech cards in and see what happens with it. So use this list at your own discretion. I do not advise playing this list, but it's what I'm currently playing right now. I kind of like having all the one-ofs. I feel like you can kind of see them at the right time in certain matchups. There was times where I would leader effect a Stussy and then draw another Stussy in the mirror, and I was just like, all right, I do not want this to happen. So I've been trying one. I've been liking the one. Charlos comes up sometimes. I kind of like playing him as a 2. I have no idea if I'll play this card. I feel like every time I play Zoro on the sim, I get high rolled by them, so I kind of just wanted a card to combat them, and then I'm playing one of the I'm losing my edge. I think this card is really good in the mirror, but yeah, this is the deck list. As some of you may have seen in the title, I'm starting a new series, and this is going to be episode 1 in that series, where I am going to actively be trying to get rank 1 on the sim. The highest I've ever gotten is like upper 20s. I think I hit like 26, 27 at one point, so I'd really like to hit rank 1, so I'm going to kind of document that in these videos, so I hope you all follow along with that. I'm planning on doing a stream sometime in the near future. I will post about that on Twitter as well as Discord, just giving a heads up on when that's going to happen, but hopefully when you see that, you all join in there and end up doing that. But yeah, I hope you all enjoy. I am starting this series rank 354th. I'll have that on the screen somewhere now, that you can see my bounty as well as my ranking. And then I will have it up at the end where we end the video at. I won't have too many games, and like I mentioned, I have been sick, so just bear with that with the way that I sound. I hope you all enjoy the video. As always, I do want to say thank you so much for watching the videos. If you do like this video and you want to see this series continue, please let me know by either commenting down below or leaving a like. I just hope you all enjoy the gameplay. I'll catch you all in the next video. All right, so we get the mirror, and we've not won a single dice roll, so we're just playing Emu going first here. We have one searcher, we have the Saturn, and then we don't have a Mars, but this is like about as good as I can ask for going first. He mulliganed, so that is pretty good to see. If Emu going second keeps their first hand, you kind of know they're gonna have like a 2-searcher hand, which is gonna completely get rid of the Mars play. I'm going to take a Saturn here. Saturn is very good in the mirror, and then I'm going to get rid of the Roseward. He is very bad in the mirror. There's really never any time to play him, and then we'll pass there. You do love to see all of the Saturns, so it's pretty good there that we'll get to play him on 3, and then it's really going to come down to if they play another Searcher here or not, to know if we're looking to play a Mars on 5. So leader affects that. Okay, so he does not play the second search event. I do kind of like theorize some situations where you could not swing here, because right now they're at 4, so if they leader effect, they go to 5. And then if they're playing the blocker Charlos, they can play the Charlos for 1 alongside their Saturn. So if I swing here and he gives me a 1k, they go to 5, and then he can leader effect to 6 and then play the Charlos to go to 7. And then he's at 7 for our Mars on our 5-Dawn turn. So that is one thing that, like, I think there is an argument here that, like, maybe I don't swing, but I also think it's just more important to ask for the card out of their hands, because they can always play, like, Saturn and then find, like, the Searcher event with Saturn, and then it's kind of completely negated, and then we never ended up swinging anyways. And like this, they ended up taking, which I don't think it's right to take there. But we'll see. So yeah, we do take the Mars. So if they don't play a search event, obviously we'll do that next turn. And then I'll just stack the 5 Elders on top, as we're going to work our way down the deck. And then I will go ahead and leader effects here. If I cannot play the Mars, I'll want to play the Saturn next turn. So I'm going to just get rid of the Meos Guard, as much as I don't want to get rid of a 2k. And then we'll go ahead and pass there. So now Their goal this turn is they really just want to get to 7 and then play Saturn. So like Saturn plus Search Event is their perfect turn here. Swinging 5 into me. I definitely want to keep the Mars. I do want to keep the Saturn because we could potentially do that on our 7 Dawn turn, go like double Saturn. So I can either give the Nostro or the Jupiter. I think I'm going to give the Nostro because we already have the 2 Saturns that I'm planning on doing on my 7 Dawn turn. Okay, so he plays a Saturn, and then now he could find the Search Event. Okay, so he takes a 5 Elders, and then we'll see if he plays the Search Event. If he doesn't, we're in a really good... This is kind of like the way that you want the game to go as the first player. Okay, so perfect. So obviously we won't swing, even if he was at 6. That would obviously be wrong. If we messed up and swung low-key, I think there's an argument there for him to counter twice just to get to 7. But we will take this opportunity to just play the Mars, get rid of the Saturn, and then clear his board, so now we are 2 wide. And then I will go ahead and just swing a 5 into him. I think maybe there's an argument there to take the last hit so that I could pretty freely swing this. Because I am a little bit more scared to swing this now. His best play is going to be to play double Saturn just to try and catch back up on board. He could also play a Nostro, but I'm trying to think because Nostro would cost 5. He would be at 6, so he could play like Search Event Nostro and then Leader Effect. That would get him to 10, and then he could reduce this and swing into this. I think I'm pretty happy leaving this standing for this turn, and then we'll go double Saturn on 7 and then Jupiter. That should give us like a pretty big push in tempo. But getting this Mars down, obviously, like, going first, this is, like, the biggest thing that you were wanting to happen. And I already did counter out of the one last turn, and I want to play both of these and the Jupiter. I definitely could counter with the Jupiter here, but I actually think I want to take this so that I can have some cards so that I can defend my board when I turn it. Because ideally, the way that this will play out is I'll go double Saturn here. I do need to grab a 5 Elder because this will be 3 because we had 1 in the first stack. And then I will put this like this. I'm going to go ahead and just Leader Effect the Warkery here just so that we can see the extra card before playing the Saturn. And then I would like to grab... I think I can even grab the Trust. I don't know why I'm thinking about that. We already have, so we have Mars, Saturn, Warkery, Jupiter. I don't think we have a Nostro. We do have a Nostro. Okay, so we have all 5. Definitely gonna take this. All right, so we'll do it like that, and then I can start with a 5 at life. And then I could swing these as long as I know they won't die. So if I go like 5-5, I think I'm pretty content to just leave them standing. And then potentially take 1 more hit, so we go to 2. And then I'm really going to try to defend these once they swing next turn. Because I'll play the Jupiter. I will obviously counter out of this swing. Okay, so he goes 7. Honestly, I think I'm happy to take this. That is our last Elder. Okay, so that'll be our 4th. And then he doesn't swing that. That's all right. So now... we're going to swing with our leader. We'll play the Jupiter for 6. We'll leave 1 Dawn standing for the Never Existed. I'm going to Leader Effect the Mars. And then we can leave another Dawn standing for the World's Equilibrium, even though this does not work on our characters, obviously. So with that, we will have 1 additional Dawn, or 2, actually. So I think I'm just going to swing... I could make this a 7. Honestly, I think I like the idea of making it a 7, and this is going to cost 6. We'll leave 1 Dawn for Never Existed. I don't need to leave a Dawn for this because I know he's going to try to clear our board. So I will just start with a 7, and honestly, I think this will win us the game from here. Because we'll play the Jupiter, and he's going to get 4 7s. And then I have quite a bit of counter in hand to defend these. So I want to defend these like I'm defending my life because I've already taken the 2 hits. Okay, so he does use the never existed there. We'll play the Jupiter, have our little army of 7s swinging at him. He does have the Workery, so that'll be 1, but I think he'll be too far gone, if I'm being honest. Yep, and then we'll go here, and he gave us 2 2Ks. So I like, basically, everything went right, but also I feel like I kind of knew everything to do going first, like all of the little things to look for, so I hope that helped anyone watching this. So he swings 5 at 3. I could defend this. He's going to play another, he's obviously going to play his Elders here, and then he'll swing a 7k Nustro at 1, reducing another one. I feel like I want to keep these alive. So if I counter out of this, he could swing 5 at it again, it would die. He could swing 7 at one of these, it would die. I think I'm just going to counter out of this one. I obviously could have given 2-1 there, but I'll have another attack that I can 2-1 out of. Because like he'll either go 5 here and then 7 like reduce. So, and now I'll give the 2-1 for this. And then he'll play his Elders, and then we'll have 2 Elders, and then he'll clear one of these. Low-key, we could go for game next turn, honestly. 7 into 1, that'll die. So we have 5 swings. He has 1, 2, 3. So we could go, so that's 7. That's 5 7s. 8, 9, 9, 9. So 3 9s, 2 8s. He would have to counter out of 2 swings. So he would have to get out of 2 of our 8s. So if he goes 2 2 2 2, we would lose. And in his trash, he has 1, 2 Jupiters, 1 Shirahoshi. He still has 20-some cards in deck. He has 2 Elders, so he probably has another Elder in hand. 2 Search Events, 1 there. He grabbed a 5 Elders. So I think what we can do is just push as much damage as we can this turn with the board that we have. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to get rid of the Nustro here, and then the rest will just go at face. I assume this will die on this first 7k swing. Yeah. And then we can go ahead and just leader effect the Saturn just to see what we get. And then I do like to just send the 5 at lead, just to get that card there and just check that he does have a 1k before we send all these 7s. I'm guessing he'll have to block with the Mars as well. Yep. So that'll basically clear his board. He's just going to have 3 swings next turn with the possibility of a Nustro. And he does not have a 2k, so this this Nustro that we're about to play is going to hurt. Take him to 0. I will grab a Nustro of my own for next turn just to really seal the game off there. I could not swing this just to get more swings next turn, but knowing that he doesn't have a 2k, I'll just go ahead and swing that. He'll take, and now mathematically he really doesn't have any way to kill us, because he could go like 5 7 7, play double Nustro. So it's gonna be 7 here, 7 here. I'm just gonna let this die, and then we'll have these 4, our leader, and then the Nustro as well that can attack. And the way that I'll want to counter is, like, I can pretty freely just take all the 7s at me. So we'll take, and then the 5 I'll just counter out of. I mean, assuming he tries to play an Elder. There are times where, like, he could play, like, Workery and leave a bunch of Dawn up. We will not block. I'll give a 1k because I do want to hold on to the Nustro to swing with that next turn. But really, there really isn't any way he's going to be able to get out of our attacks next turn. So I'll just take this 7. He does grab a 2k, but I'll just take this. Keep as many bodies on board. I could have given him the 2 2ks. It really didn't matter at this point. We're so far ahead. Yeah, and then he'll pass there. So swinging out, I would just play the Nustro for 5. And then 2 Dawn on leader is 7. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 7s. And then I can make 3 of those 6 swings 8. So, you know, 1, 2, 3 7s, 3 8s. Or, yeah, 3 7s, 3 8s. So, like, 7, 2, 1, 7, 2, 1, 7. He now has 1 card in hand, so block 8, dead. Yeah, but hopefully that kind of showed you how to play the mirror going first. There's a lot of checkpoints you want to look for on both sides. That's kind of the way that I like to describe it, is like there are certain checkpoints. One of the biggest ones is each side getting to Mars the other's character. Whoever can play a Mars typically has quite a big tempo advantage there. So that's definitely like the priority number 1 in the mirror, is filling up your trash to 7. So if you're going second, I really like to mulligan for at the very least 1 searcher. I find it low-key is kind of hard going second if you don't see any searchers. Obviously, this deck is kind of hard to play if you don't see any searchers, but you definitely want to try to get to 7 in trash to get the Mars. To make sure that Mars can't KO any of your characters. And then you typically try to just play as many bodies as you can and then just get like a big Jupiter turn. That's kind of like one way to play the mirror, especially going first, because you can get this like really big board of characters and then slam down Jupiter and get a lot of 7k swings there. So we're going against a Zoro, and he did win the dice roll as well and chose to go second. So we'll use the empty throne. This hand is pretty fine. We have a Searcher, we have the Saturn, we have the Nostro. I think this is alright. We unfortunately don't have the Mars, and I am playing a 1 of the Roseward. I believe that's what his name is. And we start off with a whiff. This is going great. Oh, that's great. This is the perfect matchup that I want to whiff on as well. I'll leader effect the Nostro, and then we will pass there. It's down 1 card. I feel like this whiffs like a 1 every 10 games, so I guess we're due. Alright, Zoro is a matchup that you want to starve at least until you get to the later Dawn turns. I think the only way he really wins this is A, he has to win dice roll, and then B, he has to see cards. Honestly, I think I'm going to go ahead and just play out Shirahoshi here. It might not be the best decision, because he can just go like 9 at life. We do get 1 card out of his hand, so I think that's all right. And he does give us a Kuina. I'm going to play the Saturn next turn, so I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of the Mjosgard here, and then I will pass there. And then if he does decide to just go like 9 here, 9 at me, yeah, I will just take both. And I did kind of like, I'm sure he didn't have the Zoro and Koshiro, but if they hit the Zoro Koshiro on 4, I find it's like really difficult to win. If they go like Zoro Koshiro into like Tashiki, or Zoro seeing perfect curve going second feels impossible to beat as emo unless you're playing the Roseward. I feel like it's pretty playable that way. So I could play the Shalria, but I actually want to just play the Saturn here. And I want to leader effect him so that I can get rid of the body, so Zoro can't just play like the Shigi, swing into it, and clear it for free. And I'm going to grab a Mars here, mainly because there's 2 in the stack. I want to play it next turn, as much as I would like to take the Jupiter as well, just to get him ready for my Elders. And then now I'm going to leader effect the Saturn, so we get to basically draw 1 that way. And then I'm going to go ahead and just swing. No, actually, I'm not going to swing at him because he obviously doesn't have anything in his hand. So we'll starve him for another like turn or 2. Typically, you can wait until you're like 9, 10 Dawn turn. If they don't really play anything super great at this point. All right, so he goes 8. I like to defend pretty much anything that you can with 1 card. Honestly, I'm fairly fine going like this plus 2k here as well. Do I actually want to do that? Yeah, I think I will, because his attacks can be quite big later. We actually can do this in just a 1k. And I'm just going to get rid of the Nostro. Oh, and then he just quits there. I unfortunately didn't see his hand, but yeah, like, if that happens with Zoro, there really isn't any way for them to beat us. He didn't play anything. I'm going to get to a point where I can just play 5 Elders and then go for a game that way. So kind of unfortunate there that he didn't really see anything, but we did get the win. I mean, that does happen. The matchup is definitely like Emu favored. I think Zoro really has to like win dice roll, like I said, and then also see all of their pieces, which like I'm sure it's confirmation bias, but I definitely feel like that happens every time I play them on the sim. They go like Searcher into Zoro, into the Koshiro, into Law, into Tashigi, and then it's like they're 4 wide on their 6 on turn, and it's like I do not know how to beat this. But yeah, if they don't do that, I feel like the matchup is completely fine. And even if they do that, I feel like there's still ways for Ema to win that. So yeah, I think that matchup's like pretty fine. I'm pretty good with that matchup right now. But yeah, won the dice roll, so they are choosing to go second. We don't have any searchers. We do have an elder. I'm just gonna mulligan this, looking for some searchers just to let us dig a little bit deeper. Fortunately, we do not find those. I do want to use my leader effect, so I'm going to be using this. The Nostro is quite good, but I don't think I'm going to be using him anytime soon, and I do want to keep the Jupiter, because he's going to be hitting us for 6s, and then I will pass there. So I'm a little bit torn on how I want to play against Roger right now. This is pretty unfortunate because I think I have to leader effect one of these, and I obviously don't want to be using less of those, but I am a little bit torn on how I want to play this matchup. I hear kind of differing opinions on whether to hit or starve. Personally, I like just hitting, pretty like base into Roger. But I've heard from a couple different people that you should hit or starve. I haven't really formulated my own opinion on it yet. I've tried starving, and I feel like they still get to keep the Shanks alive, and that's kind of their win condition, is just getting 2 Shanks. I feel like if they don't see the 2 Shanks, so I kind of get the idea of like not giving them this life. Oh man, that's my last elder, so that's already all 4, which really is not very good for us. I'm also gonna play the Saturn here, and then I'll leader effect the Charlia. I feel like I have to take this because I'm gonna play 2 or 3. And then I'll just leader effect the Jupiter here, or not leader effect, but Charlia the Jupiter. And then I'll go ahead and just swing a 5, just swing base. I feel like they typically take like every 5k swing. Yeah, and then I will use the stage to play out the Saturn. So we're going to our 7 turn next turn. So the Nostro I can play. We do unfortunately pass the Stussy, but that's alright. I don't think that'll be too big of a deal. I definitely could have taken the Never Existed as well, but I think I'll leave the stack like this. And we did already leader effect, so that will be it for this turn. I think if he does swing 6 at us again, I'll just give the 2k, and anything higher than that I'll just take. Yep, so we'll go ahead and do that. Alright, so he does play the Gaben. I want to say that's how you pronounce his name. That might be entirely incorrect, but let me know down below if I'm saying that wrong. I'd also like to hear from you all if you like starving Roger or if you like hitting Roger. Unfortunately, I don't have any more 2Ks, so I am just going to take this one. Okay, so now we do have our Never Existed. So on this turn, we could double body by going like Warcry and then also playing the Nostro. However, if we do that, we do not get to leave up Dawn for the Never Existed. So I think I will probably just play the Nostro out for 3 and then leave 1 Dawn standing and then use a little bit of Dawn to swing. Oh, we actually don't get the reduction effect of the Nostro because it's locked to 10 and we actually aren't 10 yet. So I think what I'm going to do here, we could play out the Mars and just KO him. So that'll be 3. And then we can trash probably the Nostro. So I don't think I'm going to end up playing the Warcry here. So I'm going to get rid of that. Okay, so we do get a 2k. Kind of unfortunate that we could have now. I feel like I would have been a little bit more comfortable. Actually, no, I think his... yeah, so he'll become 7k next turn. So it'll be 2 7s. Could have blocked 1 and then I would have had to taken 1. Very unfortunate that we aren't at 10 yet. I think what I'm going to do here... actually, you know, I think I liked the idea of playing the Warcry. The more that I'm thinking about this is just playing Warcry and then swinging like 6, 8, and then that probably kills it. It's really awkward now that we don't have 10, because if we had 10, I would be quite happy about playing this Nostro out and then getting 3 attacks that way. I feel like what I might do is just play the Mars as a blocker for 3. So we could just swing like 6, 7 into it, 6, 7, and then play the Mars, potentially KO this, and then just, okay, yeah, so he just lets it die, so that works. So actually what I think I'm going to do is just swing, so we're going to 9. I think I want to hold the Nostro for next turn to reduce the Gaben. So I'm going to go ahead and just swing 5 here. I could swing 7, but I think he's going to take it anyways, and then I'm just going to play out the Mars as a blocker, and then I can't KO anything, and then we'll just pass with 3. So, a little bit awkward that we didn't have 10 in trash there. I kind of would have liked to have played the Warcry. Obviously, if we're just going to play a blocker, I'd like to play the one that draws us a card. So I think holding him in hand would have been a little bit better. His 9-Dawn turn, I think his best play is going to be the Rayleigh. I'm pretty sure that's Roger's best 9-Dawn play. At least until they get the promo Roger, which I think is legal on here. I imagine we'll get a Western queue that doesn't have the promo Roger. So that is another card that he could play as well. Just thinking through his turn. And then, yeah, so we'll be going to 9. And on our 9-Dawn turn, I'm already planning on just playing the Nostro out. It's really awkward having seen the 4-5 Elders so early, especially in a matchup that I need to play so many. Makes it a little bit difficult there. Okay, so he actually does not have a big drop, so that's quite good for us. Swinging 8 there, I'm definitely just going to let that die. And then now if this goes at life, I'll be pretty happy. Do I want to counter out and give up 2 cards? Because it'll be the Never Existed. I feel like I am okay just going ahead and taking this one. As much as I don't want to be at 2 already, I think I'm alright with that. Because we're going to clear this, and then our entire board is going to be 5s. So the Bon Clay really isn't too threatening to us. It's just going to be a 5k swing. Alright. So I am definitely playing the Nostro for 3 with my stage. I'm definitely going to leave 1-Dawn up for the Never Existed. I'm going to hold the 5 Elders for the following turns. And I think I want to swing like 7-7 at the very least into this. So that'll be 7-7. And then we could leave 1-Dawn up. So I think we just start with the 7-7 and see where the first 7 gets us. And just kind of see how much he wants to defend this. Because if he doesn't want to defend this too badly, and he decides to just let it go, I would be pretty happy just playing like the Charlos and then leaving 2-Dawn up. Okay, yeah, so he does do that. So I now have 2 options. I could swing, I mean, I guess I have a couple options. I could swing 7-7, which is not something I want to do. But I think I'm fairly happy just playing out the Charlos, getting down 2 blockers, and then leaving up the Dawn for the Never Existed. I think I'm going to go ahead and just leader effect one of these 2Ks. And then, yeah, I think I'm fine to just go ahead and use this. I'll grab the Warcry, and then now I'm just going to double check. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we do not have a... Oh, no, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have the Mars. Okay, yeah, so we do have all 5 Elders. So I'm good there. So we are fully set up for next turn. Okay, so he's swinging 5 into 5. I'm just going to go ahead and give a 1k for this. I'm fairly happy just giving 1 card for every attack. And then the Nostro will obviously be nice to have on board going into our next turn, knowing that I can just reduce the bullet. And then I should be able to clear his board enough that really not in too bad of a position. He had kind of an awkward game. I feel like he didn't really see too much. But this is obviously going to get a lot more difficult if he does play a Shanks on this turn. But if he was going to play a Shanks, he definitely should have played it before swinging. So that kind of tells me that he's not going to have a Shanks. Alright, so 6 into 5, I can just go ahead and give the 2k here. And then I do want to make sure that I get the block with the Charlotte. Okay, so he does play the Shanks. I'm not sure why exactly he did that, but we'll block that. And then I think okay, so he doesn't swing the Shanks, so he is scared of us getting rid of the Shanks with the Nostro, which is very fair. So this is a 4. We can swing into the bullets and just reduce. Yeah, we can reduce this and go 4 into 4. And then we'll just clear the Bon Clay as well. And then I'll go ahead and leader effect the Nostro. So now let's just make sure we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the Mars will go in trash with our 5 Elders. Go ahead and use this. And then I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of the 2k. We do have enough events in hand. And then I will hopefully be grabbing more. So yeah, we can go ahead and grab another Never Existed. And then I'll just put that event on the bottom, put the 2Ks on the top, just like that. Obviously, we cannot Mars anything. And then I'm just going to go 7 with the Nostro at life, just get another card out of his hand, because I'm sure... Oh, he does want to take these. And I can leave 3 down up, and then I'll just swing another 7. I'm really not scared of him playing Roger on this turn. The 10 cost Roger. Okay, so he gives us a 2k, which is nice. Just knowing that he didn't have any 1Ks to give us, and he plays another Shanks. That is quite bad for us, honestly. So he'll die, and then I'm going to take the 2 blocks here. And then we'll go ahead and block this as well. So now we are going to get taxed quite a lot, and then we're going to go... So I'll just start with a 7 with our leader. I think he has to defend this. Yep, and then I'll go another 7... we'll just go with the Saturn. Okay, so he does take that. Potentially going to want to Roger us next turn. We can go ahead and play out the 5 Elders, trashing the stage. Play all of our little guys out. So Nostro is the only one we can take, and then I'll just stack the 2Ks on the top. Obviously, we cannot Mars anything, and then I do want to keep this Dawn, because I obviously can't go to just 1 Dawn to get that 7k swing. Okay, so he does go with the Roger. I'm going to go ahead and just use an event, and then also 1k, and then I'll just block these 2. So we'll block, and then we will block the next Shanks. Very unfortunate. Okay, so he plays the Uta there. So he is a 9k leader now. So I'm going to go ahead and just leader effect the Saturn. I'm never going to swing that many times. Go ahead and search and take another Never Existed. So that will be my 4th one, I believe. Because we just used 1 last turn. And then I have 1 of the World's Equilibrium in hand. So we have 1 more. I don't remember if that's in my deck or my life. I've not paid the most attention to that. So now we have to figure out how to get through here, because we're never... So, get swing with my leader, which is going to be 9. And then, yeah, so we don't have any 2Ks in hand either, which is quite bad. So I think we honestly just have to go ahead and play out the Elders. We'll get rid of a Shalria, play everything else out. We'll grab a 1k, and then just put that to the bottom, just like that. We cannot can anything because unfortunately the Uta is a 6. And we will pass there. So I'm not scared of Roger right now. But if he plays another Roger here, then like we're really not in a good spot. Once the 2 Shanks come down, we kind of lose this matchup, honestly. Yeah, so now he just plays another one. I mean, I'm definitely on the way to losing this game, if I'm being honest. So we'll go +4 there, and then I'll give another 1k. And then he's going to go 10. I'll just block and then draw. and then I'll just use the counter events. Doesn't really matter because I really don't know how we're gonna win this game, if I'm being honest. Maybe last turn I should have just done like 2 big swings. We'll just block that. We are out of 10 costs, obviously. That's all 4 there. So I think really my only play here is just to go like 2 big swings, which he has 8 in hand. So like obviously he's going to get out of that. So what I can do is just go like 7 and then get one of these 7 and then 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11. So I can go 10, 11. And that means he has to give me a 2k and a 2k, 1k. So I don't think there's any way we're going to get through there. But I think that's the only play I have because I don't have an Elder. He is more than likely going to just play the Roger next turn. So 6, 7, 8, 9. We'll just go 9 or 10, I guess. Surely he has no counter in his hand. Go 11 because there's literally no other play. Yeah, so we'll just concede after that one. Oh, I'm surprised he doesn't have the Roger. Yeah, just lots of 2Ks obviously, and then the blocker Utas was quite bad. If he didn't have the Uta, maybe we had a chance to just jam with our leader, just go like 16. But I mean, either way, he was a 9k leader, so getting through is like nearly impossible. But honestly, I have no idea how you beat this. If anyone knows in the comment down below knows how to beat like this roll from Roger as Emu, I do not know how to beat double shanks unless we saw a Stussy at the right time. I think that's the only way that I've really been able to beat it, is like if we had the Stussy after he played the first one and we can just get rid of it and then combat that way. But then obviously like once they chain the Rogers as well, him becoming 9 and just like literally never getting to be able to hit him at all, like I really don't know what we're supposed to do. So like, yeah, I guess I can kind of see an argument for starving them there, but at the same time, if I had starved him, like I don't know, maybe I could have cleared the shanks, so maybe that's like the way to go. But yeah, this matchup, if they go like double shanks into double Roger, I really don't know how to beat it. All right, well, thank you for making it this far. I just wanted to give a little bit of an update where we landed, and I will put it up here somewhere. I finished in 278th place. It was just the 3 games. Just wanted to do a little bit of a video here. I won 2, lost 1, and then I already went over the deck list a little bit before. So hopefully you all enjoyed the video, and I will catch you in the next one.